Welcome to Buddhist Echoes. Have you ever wondered how the energy in your home could be affecting your life's success and prosperity? Well, you're not alone. Today, we're diving deep into a powerful topic that Bob Proctor touches on: how the physical items in your home can either propel you toward success or hold you back in a cycle of stagnation. From broken furniture to toxic relationships, everything in your environment plays a role in shaping your energy. In this video, we're going to explore not only what Bob Proctor has to say about removing these negative influences, but also the Buddhist wisdom that supports and amplifies these ideas. You'll discover how simple changes, such as clearing clutter or letting go of attachments, can open the doors to abundance, mental clarity, and personal growth. So, stay tuned. This might just be the key to transforming your life. And if you find this information helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with friends who might need this reminder, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed to Buddhist Echoes, so you never miss an update that could bring more peace and prosperity into your life. 1. Broken or unusable items. Bob Proctor's principle that broken or unusable items in the home represent stagnation is a powerful metaphor for how our physical environment reflects our internal state. At its core, Proctor is addressing how our attachment to the past, symbolized by broken or outdated possessions, limits our ability to move forward. From an energetic perspective, broken things are more than just physical clutter. They're energetic anchors that keep us tethered to a reality that no longer serves us. The idea that broken items represent broken energy is significant because it underscores a critical concept in both spiritual and material realms. Energy flows where attention goes. The items in our surroundings, especially those that are broken or damaged, reflect the type of energy we are surrounded by. When we hold on to these things, they not only clutter our homes physically, but they can also restrict the flow of abundance, creativity, and joy in our lives. By maintaining broken objects, we are unconsciously inviting stagnation into our lives, symbolizing a refusal to let go of the past, be it in our relationships, career, or personal growth. From a Buddhist standpoint, the concept of impermanence, anicca, plays a central role in understanding why keeping broken things can be spiritually detrimental. Buddhism teaches that everything in existence is in a constant state of flux. Nothing is permanent. Holding on to broken things is akin to holding on to a moment in time that no longer exists. In this way, we are resisting the natural flow of life. The Buddhist teachings on anicca explain that attachment to material possessions, especially those that no longer serve their purpose, is a key source of suffering. This attachment is often rooted in fear of letting go, fear of losing something that once held meaning. This fear perpetuates suffering because it keeps us bound to the past, preventing us from embracing the present moment and moving toward the future. Imagine a broken clock on your shelf. You've kept it because it was once a gift from someone you loved, or because it holds sentimental value. However, every time you look at that clock, it reminds you of a time that is gone, a time that no longer exists. Its brokenness symbolizes a moment in your life that you've never truly let go of. In Buddhism, this attachment is seen as an obstacle to liberation. In letting go of the clock, you're not just getting rid of a broken object, you're releasing the hold of the past and allowing yourself to be fully present in the now. By clearing away broken or unused items, we are practicing the Buddhist virtue of non-attachment. It is not about discarding things thoughtlessly, but rather about discerning what no longer serves us and consciously letting go. This can be a profoundly liberating act, as it allows us to create space for new opportunities, experiences, and energies to enter our lives. 2. Clutter and disorganization. The second point that Proctor makes, that a cluttered home reflects a cluttered mind, is particularly relevant when we consider how our physical environment impacts our mental clarity and emotional state. The principle here is straightforward. When our surroundings are disorganized, it becomes more difficult to focus, be productive, and maintain peace of mind. A cluttered space can contribute to a sense of chaos, distraction, and even anxiety. Proctor suggests that clearing physical clutter allows for greater mental clarity, which can lead to enhanced productivity, better decision-making, and an overall more harmonious life. In this sense, clutter becomes a physical manifestation of mental clutter, a reflection of an unsettled or unfocused mind. In Buddhist philosophy, mindfulness plays a central role in cultivating clarity and focus. Mindfulness, sati, teaches us to be present with what is happening right now, without being distracted by thoughts about the past or future. Cluttered mind, filled with worries, regrets, and future anxieties, cannot experience the peace of the present moment. Similarly, a cluttered space fills our immediate environment with distractions that prevent us from being fully engaged with the present. The Buddhist practice of mindfulness extends beyond meditation. It involves being aware of every action, whether it's cleaning your home or interacting with others. Just as we clear our minds of distractions in meditation, we must also clear our physical environment of distractions to maintain mental clarity. A clean, organized space helps cultivate a calm and focused mind. Consider a scenario where you walk into a room full of clutter, papers scattered all over the desk, dirty dishes piling up in the corner, laundry that hasn't been put away for days. Immediately, the sense of chaos is overwhelming, even if you aren't consciously aware of it. Your brain is processing all these distractions. You may feel tense, stressed, or unfocused. It's hard to think clearly or make decisions when your physical environment is in disarray. From a Buddhist perspective, this chaotic environment is a reflection of mental disorganization. The Buddha taught that our outer world often mirrors our inner world. When our environment is disordered, can trigger mental clutter, leading to a lack of focus, overwhelm, and even feelings of helplessness. This makes it much harder to pursue goals or manifest abundance because our energy is divided and scattered. By practicing mindfulness and being intentional about the organization of our space, we create a tranquil environment conducive to mental peace. This is not about being obsessive about tidiness, but rather about creating an environment that supports our goals and well-being. One way to apply this Buddhist principle to daily life is through the practice of mindful cleaning. Instead of viewing cleaning as a mundane or tiresome task, approach it as a meditative practice. As you sweep the floor, wash the dishes, or organize your belongings, focus on the task at hand. Be aware of your breath, your movements, and the sensations of the task. This mindfulness practice helps clear both your physical space and your mind. When you approach clutter with mindfulness, you are not just organizing physical objects. You are also creating a mental space that allows for greater clarity, calm, and focus. This shift in perspective transforms what may seem like a tedious chore into a spiritual practice that enhances your life on multiple levels. 3. Unpleasant or unfavorable colors and decor. Bob Proctor's advice on colors and decor, particularly the emphasis on avoiding dark, muted, or unpleasant hues, speaks to the deep connection between our external environment and internal states. According to Proctor, colors carry specific energies that can either uplift or dampen our mood, thoughts, and overall energy. By using colors that promote positivity, vitality, and abundance, we can intentionally align our surroundings with our desires for growth and happiness. Proctor suggests that lighter, brighter, or more vibrant colors can energize us and create a space conducive to achieving our goals and manifesting success. The psychological impact of color is well documented. For instance, studies have shown that bright colors like yellow, orange, and light blue can evoke feelings of optimism, creativity, and tranquility. On the other hand, dark or muted colors, such as brown, deep gray, or dark red, are often associated with feelings of sadness, isolation, or heaviness. In Proctor's perspective, keeping these darker colors in one's home could subtly weigh down one's mood and hinder the flow of positive energy. In many spiritual and metaphysical systems, including Buddhist teachings, the color and energy of a space have profound implications on one's mental and emotional well-being. In Buddhism, the principle of interdependence, pratityasamutpata, suggests that everything in our environment is interconnected with our mind. The colors around us influence our inner state, creating an environment that either fosters mindfulness and peace or induces stress and tension. From a Buddhist perspective, each color can symbolize different attributes and energies, influencing our mental state and emotional health. For example, red, often associated with vitality, energy, and strength. Red is a color that stimulates the senses and can increase focus and attention. In Buddhist practice, red can symbolize power and the transformation of negative emotions like anger into something more constructive. However, if overused or in the wrong context, red can also trigger restlessness or aggression. Green, a color strongly associated with balance, harmony, and renewal. Green represents growth and rebirth. It's the color of nature and healing, symbolizing calmness and regeneration. Buddhist philosophy encourages embracing the present moment, and green as a color helps create a grounded, centered environment conducive to mindfulness, promotes growth both internal and external. Yellow in Buddhism. Yellow is considered the color of the middle path, which represents balance and the harmony between extremes. Yellow can evoke feelings of wisdom and clarity, and it is often used in Buddhist monastic robes to symbolize humility and simplicity. It is a color that fosters clarity and joy in the mind, especially when used in meditation spaces. Changing the colors of a room or area can have a significant effect on one's mood and thought patterns. Light, warm tones like soft yellow, pale green, and light blue can create a more serene, peaceful space, helping to alleviate anxiety and stress. Darker hues, like brown and black, might encourage introspection and depth, but in excess, they can induce feelings of stagnation, depression, or even a sense of being stuck. The placement and use of colors in one's home can be as impactful as any other decor element. For instance, choosing colors that reflect the energies you wish to cultivate in your life, such as blue for tranquility or green for healing, can bring a sense of balance and peace. This is closely aligned with Proctor's notion of using colors to create an environment that promotes vitality and positivity. Buddhist teachings encourage a deep awareness of the spaces we inhabit. Mindfulness can be extended to how we decorate our homes, as well as the colors we choose. A harmonious environment promotes mental clarity, peace, and emotional balance. By being mindful of the colors in our surroundings, we create an energetic space that enhances our spiritual practice and fosters greater well-being. Buddhism also emphasizes the idea of non-attachment, an essential tenet that can be extended to the physical environment. Instead of holding on to colors or decor choices that no longer align with your current state or aspirations, Buddhism invites us to let go and transform our spaces to match who we are becoming. This encourages renewal, both in the material world and the mental landscape. For old, outdated furniture or decorations, Proctor advises removing old, outdated furniture or decorations that may carry heavy, stagnant energy. These items often remind us of the past, carrying emotional baggage or memories that tie us to a specific time or place. They anchor us to old thoughts, emotions, and situations that no longer serve us, preventing us from fully embracing the present moment or moving forward into a new chapter in life. In Proctor's view, outdated furniture or decor can symbolize the weight of the past. These items, although they may have sentimental value, can hold us back emotionally, The psychological attachment to such items may keep us tethered to a time when we were happier, more hopeful, or more secure. While nostalgia can be comforting, can also impede progress. Holding on to these items might suggest that we are not fully ready to embrace change or move forward in life. In Buddhism, the concept of attachment is central to understanding suffering. The Buddha taught that attachment to material possessions, relationships, or even past experiences creates dukkha, suffering. When we cling to items, particularly those tied to past experiences, we are essentially holding on to the past and resisting the impermanence of life. Buddhism teaches that in order to find peace and freedom, we must let go of attachments, whether they are physical, emotional, or mental. This idea can be directly applied to Proctor's advice regarding the removal of outdated or unnecessary objects. One of the core teachings of Buddhism is that attachment leads to suffering. The Buddhist teachings on impermanence, anicca, remind us that nothing lasts forever. People, possessions, and even emotions are constantly changing. By holding on to old furniture or items from the past, we are essentially denying the flow of change and clinging to something that has already passed. Consider the case of an old, worn-out chair that has sentimental value, perhaps a gift from a family member, or a piece of furniture that has been with you for years. The emotional attachment to the chair might make it difficult to part with, even though it is no longer useful or comfortable. However, from a Buddhist perspective, this attachment to the chair can prevent us from embracing the impermanence of life and moving forward. The object itself is not inherently bad, but the attachment to it keeps us stuck in the past. By letting go of it, we allow new, fresh energy to enter our lives, making space for the future. In Buddhist practice, the act of letting go is not just about releasing physical items, but also about releasing mental and emotional attachments. If we look at our home as a reflection of our inner state, removing old and outdated furniture or decor that no longer serves us can help create space for new opportunities, fresh energy, and growth. Just as we let go of past emotional baggage or limiting beliefs in our spiritual practice, we can apply this principle to our physical environment. Creating a home that reflects the present moment and supports our future aspirations is essential for cultivating a peaceful and productive life. By removing outdated or unnecessary items, we not only clear physical space, but also create emotional and mental space for new experiences, growth, and abundance. This act of releasing is in line with the Buddhist path of non-attachment and liberation from suffering. Imagine you are holding on to a large, heavy bookshelf that was once a gift from a loved one, but is now outdated and no longer functional. Every time you look at it, it reminds you of a time in your life when things were different. Although it holds sentimental value, it also ties you to a past that you no longer inhabit. By letting go of this item, you make space for something that better aligns with who you are today and who you want to become. You are not just getting rid of furniture, you are creating space for new experiences, energy, and opportunities. 5. Piles of unread or unused paperwork. Bob Proctor identifies piles of unread or unused paperwork as another symbol of stagnation in the home. Paperwork, when left unopened or neglected, acts as a physical manifestation of unresolved issues, uncompleted tasks, and procrastination. These piles are more than just clutter. They represent areas of our lives where we are avoiding responsibility, refusing to confront necessary actions, or failing to address matters that need closure. From Proctor's perspective, such neglect keeps us in a state of inaction, preventing forward momentum in our personal and professional lives. Paperwork can accumulate for a variety of reasons: procrastination, overwhelm, or simply a lack of time or energy to deal with it. Yet, as it piles up, it becomes more than just a simple task left undone. It becomes a mental burden. Each unread bill, unfiled document, or incomplete form serves as a reminder of something unresolved in our lives, a looming obligation that draws energy away from us. This, in turn, can cause stress, anxiety, and a feeling of being overwhelmed, which can block the flow of positivity and success. In Buddhist teachings, the practice of right effort, samavayama, is central to overcoming procrastination and stagnation. Right effort encourages us to take conscious, deliberate action towards our goals, eliminating distractions and focusing on the present moment. When we allow paperwork or tasks to pile up, we are engaging in avoidance, which creates mental clutter. The more we avoid addressing these tasks, the greater the anxiety and stress that builds up, which takes us away from mindfulness and clarity. Buddhists believe that avoiding responsibilities, whether large or small, leads to dukkha, suffering, because it hinders our ability to live harmoniously in the present. By confronting and completing tasks in a timely manner, we align ourselves with the principles of mindfulness and right effort, cultivating a peaceful, organized, and prosperous life. Procrastination is often rooted in fear or resistance, whether it's fear of failure, fear of confrontation, or even a lack of clarity. However, Buddhist practice teaches us that avoidance only prolongs suffering, and that the act of facing discomfort is itself a path toward liberation. In the same way that physical clutter in the home creates stagnation, mental clutter from unresolved tasks inhibits spiritual and emotional growth. The energy tied to these tasks can drain us, pulling our attention away from the present moment and keeping us mired in unproductive thought patterns. To address this, one can begin by tackling the smallest tasks first, removing the most insignificant bits of clutter, thus building momentum to address larger, more complicated issues. The key here is right effort, taking that first step, no matter how small, to eliminate the unresolved. 6. Negative or toxic people, visitors, housemates, the people who enter your home and share your space play a significant role in the energy your home holds. Negative or toxic individuals can be a major source of energetic drain, preventing you from manifesting the success, peace, and prosperity you desire. Proctor's suggestion is clear: eliminate or distance yourself from people who bring negativity, criticism, or toxic energy into your space. These individuals can influence your emotional and mental state, which in turn impacts your ability to focus on your goals and achieve success. Just as objects in our home can carry energy, so too do the people we interact with regularly. Human beings are highly sensitive to the energies of others, and this interaction creates a dynamic exchange of energy. Negative individuals can drain our vitality, leaving us feeling exhausted, anxious, or demotivated. The energy in the room can feel heavy or oppressive, making it difficult to maintain a positive mindset or achieve clarity of thought. Toxic people can create an environment of conflict, judgment, and emotional turbulence, which disrupts harmony and impedes growth. In Proctor's view, if you want to attract abundance and positivity into your life, it's essential to create an environment that supports these goals. This means removing or limiting interactions with people who bring negative energy, who criticize, belittle, or drain your emotional resources. Such relationships can be emotionally costly, leaving you with little energy to focus on your dreams and aspirations. Proctor encourages creating boundaries, both physical and emotional, to protect your mental and emotional well-being. Buddhism recognizes the importance of right association, kalyamitta, the idea that the people you surround yourself with deeply influence your spiritual growth and mental state. The Buddha himself taught that we are greatly influenced by the company we keep, as those around us shape our thoughts, behaviors, and even our actions. Toxic individuals can be likened to spiritual obstacles that cloud the mind and block our path to enlightenment. They may lead us into negative patterns of thinking, unhealthy behaviors, and emotional attachment, preventing us from living in accordance with the Dharma the teachings of the Buddha. A key Buddhist principle here is right speech, samavaka, which encourages mindful communication that uplifts rather than harms. The energy we receive from toxic people often manifests in harsh words, criticism, and negativity. To counteract this, Buddhism teaches us to cultivate right speech in our own lives, both for ourselves and in how we interact with others. This means speaking truthfully, kindly, and with compassion, qualities that help foster positive relationships and create an environment of peace. Buddhism also teaches the practice of non-attachment, viraga, which can be particularly helpful when dealing with toxic people. Rather than allowing these individuals to have an emotional hold over us, we can practice detachment, which doesn't mean being cold or indifferent, but rather not being emotionally swayed by their negativity. By understanding that all relationships are impermanent, and that we cannot control the behavior of others, we can learn to maintain a sense of equanimity, allowing us to remain centered regardless of external circumstances. To break free from toxic relationships, Buddhists emphasize the importance of cultivating inner peace through meditation and mindfulness. By maintaining a calm, focused mind, we can better assess our relationships and recognize when they are draining us. Meditation helps us to cultivate loving kindness, metta, and compassion, karu, which are qualities that enable us to engage with others from a place of understanding, rather than reacting out of frustration or resentment. It's through this lens of compassion and non-attachment that we are able to create healthier boundaries and let go of relationships that no longer serve our well-being or spiritual growth. As we've seen today, the energy in our homes isn't just about the material objects. It's about the mental and emotional attachments we form with them, whether it's letting go of broken things, clearing out clutter, or surrounding ourselves with positive people. Each small action brings us closer to a life of mindfulness, clarity, and abundance. The principles of Buddhism, combined with the insights from Bob Proctor, remind us that our environment is a reflection of our inner state. And by transforming our surroundings, we transform ourselves. Now it's your turn. Take a look around your home. What can you let go of? What can you clear out to make space for something new and positive? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep this conversation going. If this video inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe for more insights on how to create a life filled with peace and prosperity. Thank you for watching, and remember, your home is your sanctuary. Make it a place that nurtures growth, positivity, and success.